Happy New Year, friends. Today the sun is out and it's dispelling the cold and the gloom and all that. So let's hope my panelists will also have news that will be of good cheer to this August gathering here. I mean, the industry does need some good news, and I think a lot is in your hands, Mr. Harikishore. So without much ado, let's kickstart this discussion on the future is mice. I mean, let's hope we can bell the cat or whatever to. So, I mean, we all know that India is, I mean, mice is I think nearly a $1 trillion economy worldwide. It's got so much of economic potential. Generates jobs, livelihoods. It's economic impact for a country is unparalleled. And yet India still has only just a less than 1% share of mice. I mean, what's holding us back? If you can first give your take, Mr. Harikishore, and Noor, I would love you to share your perspectives from your global, the way you have seen things in Malaysia and other countries. So to start off, what's holding us back? And
I think we have huge potential. When you look at, for mice to happen, one, you need infrastructure. Second, it's a marketing issue. So when you look at infrastructure angle, we have 500 plus five-star hotels, maybe 1 lakh, around 1 lakh rooms in these 500 five-star hotels. We have big convention centers in Delhi, in Mumbai, in Hyderabad, and many other places. So infrastructure, when you look at our history, maybe a couple of years ago, we hosted G20 meetings,
yes,
where more than 200 meetings happened in some 60 places. So we have the potential, we have demonstrated that we can do it, and we have an action plan for mice also. Now, so infrastructure part is taken care, and now it is about promotion.
Okay.
So once we do a great promotion, projecting India as a mice destination, I'm sure that a lot of business will come to India.
That's great. Actually, the G20 was a big catalyst. One did see quite a bit moving, but we need to do more, and we need to have big box hotel or convention centers. Mr. Hamid, if you can.
First and foremost, I think the lunch is great.
The lunch, okay.
The aubergine is kicking in and the curry is stirring in my tummy. But anyway, with due respect, I'm not really an expert in mice because there's a lot more expert in mice in the room. Mr. Chanda, Dr. Suman, Captain Swadesh is there. These are all my mentors in the mice for India. I think overall, India did very well in the mice segment. But again, when we said mice, we have to really understand, it's a composition of a few business sector. Are you really referring it to just exhibition business, which is totally different from the conferences? Mm-hmm. When you talk about, G20, there is more governmental meetings, which is different from meeting organized by international not-for-profit association like PATA and others. Are you looking at a corporate travel or the incentive travel? Which particular mice segment are you looking at? So I think when you put that question more in depth, I think India overall do very well in some of the segment, for example, like exhibition. There are more and more exhibition centers being built around the country. They're doing extremely well, not only to cater for the local domestic exhibition, whether it's B2B, B2C, but also to a lot of other international events. Some of the top 10 world exhibition organizers or show organizers, as they call it, all are already based in India. So I think this is a testament of how India is doing extremely well in that area. But then again, it's just like Mr. Harikishore said, the opportunity and the potential is where I think there's still a lot of gap that can be felt, because you need more players, you need more companies that specialize in all these 4 different segments of mice. So I think overall you are doing well, but there's a lot more areas that you can fill up.
Okay, Mr. Harikishore's point was that we need to market more. We have now built the infrastructure, but we need stronger marketing. I think one needs to learn from other bureaus also, maybe, how to attract more visitors to the country. But of course, I think the tourism ministry has some great campaigns going. Coming to, one hears, but there are, since you mentioned the challenges, I mean, there are a lot of challenges. I mean, as somebody who attends a lot of conferences, I keep seeing that the speakers are not there in person because they have not been given visas on time, and or the airlines where something or the other went wrong. So those bottlenecks are there. So what is the government doing to facilitate? One did hear at the wedding and MICE conclave in Kerala last year that there is going to be a single window MICE bureau at the city level. So where has that reached, Mr. Harikishore? Like, are we in 2026? Are we going to see city level bureaus, and is that a way forward?
So maybe I'll answer your question in two buckets.
Yeah.
One is I'll continue from what he was telling. Your question was about what is government doing. So for promoting MICE, it is not only government and private sector. So he was mentioning about the strength of India's private players or ecosystem. When you put MICE into three verticals, you have meetings, convention, conferences, one vertical. ICPB is very strong industrial body who is taking care of meetings. So for exhibition, you have IEIA. And there are excellent operators who are doing the incentive part. So private players are really doing well, and the association's ecosystem is very strong for promoting MICE business, which includes all the three. And from government's perspective, yes, we have a MICE action plan, which is having an overall perspective for strengthening MICE industry in India. And what you mentioned is one of the verticals.
Okay.
That promoting city level bureaus, asking states to have a specific MICE promotion cells,
Okay.
so that they take it as one of the verticals and they market it aggressively. The action plan is having other components like facilitation, digitizing, then PPP partnerships, etc. So government through a comprehensive master plan is planning to promote MICE in
So
a good way.
can we get a timeline of when these, because I did see that 2026 some of these bureaus will start. If you can tell us firmly when these bureaus will start, and will they actually be able to, will they be empowered enough to give, to fast track visas and immigration and all that? Those are the bottlenecks. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, as I mentioned, in the comprehensive action plan, city bureau is one of the verticals,
Okay,
which is
yes.
solving the
Fair
local
enough.
issue and promoting the city, promoting the state, etc. And the other verticals, the visa issue and other things are more centralized.
Okay.
So that is not only for MICE, it is there for every other tourism promotion. So easing visa procedures and supporting strategies nationally, etc., is different vertical. So
So
city promotion bureau
the
will not.
journalist in me is hoping that you'll give, like, in 2026 we'll have five
No,
five bureaus, or six
No, we have a
bureaus.
timeline. We
So
have a
we do
timeline
have it.
attached.
Yeah.
In the action plan, we have timeline for each event.
Okay.
At present, I think we have 2 city-level promotion bureaus in
Okay.
Hyderabad and Mumbai.
Hyderabad and
We are
Mumbai.
planning 6 more bureaus in the next financial year. There is
Okay.
a target and action plan to promote in a systematic way.
Okay, great. That's good news. So these are cities that probably will galvanize soon. Mr. Hamid, I mean, you've seen from what Mr. Harikishore said, it's the city bureau is not really involved in fast tracking. That it's a different vertical in India, which is. But is that how it operates elsewhere, or in other countries where you have seen action closely? Do these single window clearance city bureaus, do they have more empowerment to kind of speed up things?
Yes, indeed. I think if we look at the history of convention bureaus around the world, especially those started in the West, in the US and in Europe in particular, most of them started as a city convention bureau. The reason being is that a conference or exhibition is not held in a country, it's held in a city. A city is a host to any international event. We even call it like a convention precinct, where you have a convention center, you have all the hotels and all the other facilities around it. Like in the US, Al mentioned earlier on about Las Vegas. Las Vegas has their own Las Vegas Convention and
Yeah.
Visitors Bureau. That's how it started. And In Europe, they have Vienna Convention Bureau, and so forth and so forth. And we saw that same trend moving to this part of the world and also the oceanian part, where other than at the central level, they also have, like in Australia, they have business event Sydney, Melbourne Convention Bureau, Gold Coast Convention Bureau, and so forth and so forth, because it is very specific. Because in MICE, especially exhibition and conferences, it's not about you are trying to just bring another MICE event. It's about you bringing in an event that benefit your local community. For example, give you an example like Hyderabad, because we had our conferences there before. What are their strengths in Hyderabad? Just like if I can use Melbourne for that matter, they have a medical precinct. And the aim of the city is to bring more conferences that relates to the medical, fraternity, research center, and so forth. And in Australia, if you host a space conference, it will not go to Melbourne or Sydney, because all the research center and space program are in Adelaide. So, city need to tie into that relevancy. And I hope that if India come up with your own city convention bureau, it is not just about the number of visitors that you want to bring, but the legacy, the importance of and the benefit of the conference to the local community there. I think India, a lot of cities has all these top universities, and you have thousands of associations. I think the last number that I saw, India has more than 75,000 national associations. Medical is one of the biggest, and then financial and so forth and so forth. This is just at the tip of the iceberg that India can actually explore and try to work with the association leaders and win.
Yeah, fair enough. And, when you talk to people in the industry, they often say that compared to other countries, India has a rate problem that, if you host a convention, say in Bali or somewhere else, you get hotels very cheap, you get convention centers cheap, the flight ticket to these countries are cheaper, but flying into India is very often prohibitive, and even the hotels, everything put together, we seem to have a rate problem. And although you did laud the private sector on but very often the private sector starts competing on, the hotels get greedy and jack up the rates rather than bringing them down. So is the ICPB doing anything to address the pricing distortions? Like, I do know that, like, when the airline rates went up, now there is a cap on certain, on that. But how do you address these pricing distortions, which is spoiling the market for India in a way?
And that is actually not in our hands. It is a market-driven thing, right? If you look at air prices, flight prices in winter from Trivandrum to, you are mentioning that Trivandrum to Bangalore will be, say, 10,000, but maybe it will be 5,000 later on. So hotel prices, flight prices, it's market-driven, and we cannot do much about it. One suggestion could be like, you can project India as he was mentioning a great point, that we should focus on our ecosystems. So, say if it is an automotive conference, we have Chennai, Pune, maybe Gurgaon, Delhi. There are places where the ecosystem is very strong.
Correct.
So those conferences will come to these ecosystem because of, rather than incentive driven, or rather than, thinking about these prices, and maybe you can change the season. Price is high only in some certain seasons. And India is a big country where if it is winter in Delhi, it may be pleasant climate in Kerala. So depending on the ecosystem, depending on the climate, etc., this we can manage it actually. Rather than this is not in our control, so we will be able to showcase the strength of the ecosystem, and we will be able to bring more business to the country. That is my
can we open up more destinations? Could that be a way forward? Like, the metros tend to be very disproportionately high, but the tier 2 towns, if you bring in MICE there, but the problem then is airline connectivity. What do you think, Mr. Hamid? So,
I was thinking to your first question earlier on, actually, because when you talk about the rate problem, MICE is totally different from the normal leisure travel or the consumer tourism. because this is a specific group of people traveling for a specific purpose, just like when we are coming to attend this particular conference today. So to me, of course, they will, everywhere in the world you will see this different pricing. That is a market situation.
Yeah.
But when a destination really want to have this piece of business, this piece of conference or exhibition, then you need a concerted effort to have a convention bureau, because this is the way how you strategize the public and the private sector to work together to go out and win. I remember, if I can relay very quickly, I was with ICA for almost a decade. And then during the pandemic, the Malaysian government invited me to help them with the Malaysian Convention and Exhibition Bureau for only 2 years there. We really wanted to bid for one conference called the International Water Congress and Exhibition. It's about 15,000 delegates. We really want to win this event. Our biggest competitor, if I may, is India.
Oh, wow. That's...
Because the head office of the IWA is in London, the CEO is an Indian national working in that association. And IWA, as big as they are, they have only one regional office in the world, which is also in India. So India is running to win that conference. And when Malaysia bid for this conference, and we were talking, why not we do it in Kuala Lumpur, because it's a fantastic big city, right? But no, we use a different strategy as a national bureau. We work with the state. We propose the event to be held in Sarawak, a small state far away. Even if we win, we have to build a venue, because there's no venue to can fit 15,000 people, not enough hotels. But we went and bid for Sarawak with the narrative is that Sarawak is located in the third largest island in the world, rainforest, a lot of rain.
Wow.
But the problem is that there's no connection of pipes and the system that can deliver the water to the homes. And we have this young girl, about 12 years old, doing the presentation in Mexico during the bid, and say that please come to Sarawak because I village, we have rain but we don't have water. So it was a so profound bid that we actually beat India to win the event in 2028. So 15,000 people going there.
2028.
2028.
Oh dear, Mr. Billah, you're listening.
Yeah. And why I narrate this story is not just to put thing to you, but there is a purpose why conferences must come to a destination.
Yeah.
And I think India has a lot of potential. I remember this, if I also may, I have another event that we went and bid and won very easily, hand down. It's about the traffic problem, because we have traffic problem in Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, yes.
And so we went to the UCI and bid for the conference, and then we won. And we need to dig down not just the number of delegates, the economic impact that the conferences bring or the exhibition brought, but the real reason why we do. Another good example, if I may also very quickly, is that I went out and bid during my short tenure a conference called Asia Pacific Cochlear Implant Conference. This is about just 1,000 delegates, small conference, but it involved really the top professional surgeons on cochlear implant. And the only reason why we want that conference to come to Malaysia, so that the Malaysian government, the Ministry of Health, changed the policy that every children will get free cochlear implant, regardless at what age they are found to be deaf. Otherwise it's only like below 2 years old you get free, but after 2 years old you have to pay, and a lot of poor people in a village, they can't afford that. So by having that conference, the government has changed the policy, because the voice of international community come and stress that out. So I hope that, sorry that I'm going a bit overboard there, but
a lot of
this
lessons
is my passion
there.
of business
But
event.
there are a lot of lessons there for us to learn from, I mean, in a way, like, I think maybe you mentioned G20, maybe if now we hear that India is actively preparing to bid for the 2036 Olympics, maybe that will also galvanize, because we'll have infrastructure coming up. We saw Asian Games infrastructure has helped Delhi, so maybe, your take is the tourism ministry actively working with the Olympics committee and all that. I mean, because there is huge leverage there in a way. in the infrastructure development? Because in future, these infrastructure can be used for MICE, right? I mean, is there a kind of, are the ministries talking to each other?
So all are good opportunities. Tourism Ministry is promoting India, Incredible India, primarily as a leisure destination or maybe our heritage. The products that are conventionally marketed are these products. So what you are mentioning is niche products. It could be
Yeah.
concert, it could be sports, it could be golf. MICE is also wedding. So we have a separate vertical for promoting niche products. But however, we have not marketed it in the way that we were marketing the
Yeah.
Incredible India. So there is huge potential. We went to Sikkim 2 months ago for an India travel mart in Northeast. So I learned that there are a lot of concerts are
Yeah,
happening there,
very-
and there is something called concert economy.
Yeah.
And we had a presentation from Madhya Pradesh Tourism where they are promoting film tourism.
Yeah.
And so that way, these niche tourism products have great potential.
No, so
And
maybe
we also have a division. We are planning to promote niche tourism in a good
my
way.
short point was maybe we could expand, like Kerala did wedding and MICE. They've clubbed it together and they are pushing it together. Maybe there's a case for expanding the definition even further and put in concert. And I saw today the Airbnb chief in India has posted some amazing statistics about the concert economy, saying, and especially this is Gen Z, the next, I mean, currently the audiences that seem to be engaging with is Gen X and a little older audiences, right? But to attract Gen Z, you will have to add more art and concert and those kind of events. What do you think, Mr. Hamid? Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe instead of MICE, we should have like a longer, what do you call, acronym?
Probably because the word mice is just conveniently created many years ago in Asia. Because it's too lazy to say meetings, incentive,
Yeah.
exhibition, convention. So they just call it mice. But in other part of the world, it is just referred as exhibition or meetings or business event. But having said that, I just wanted to point out when you mentioned the earlier question, more and more country, especially convention bureaus, like talking about Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, they have gone beyond just the normal MICE event.
Yeah.
When you mentioned about Olympics, so they do also go out and bid for what they call mega event or major events. Some destinations like Singapore, they did successfully last year. If you heard about Taylor Swift concert, so that's part of a national strategy for them to go and not only, it's not really a bidding process, you really get her to perform. But in a way, the strategy that they thought was, they signed a contract that she cannot perform in any part of Southeast Asia. So,
so exclusive. Though
exclusively
I think, yeah,
only for
Japan
Singapore.
also she performed.
So imagine
I think, yeah.
hundreds of thousands of fans
Yeah.
flying into the destination. So I think if for India to host the Olympic, to me this is fantastic opportunity. It's timely for India, but again, it's not just the hardware, but it's also the software. You need to get prepared, at every level.
Well, I mean, I did talk about good cheer and you did give us some good news. Currently, global geopolitics is kind of unnerving. I mean, that VUCA world has moved beyond just volatility and it seems to be like so scary now, the kind of things. There are advisories, there are visa hurdles, and there's just general fear about traveling. So how, I mean, Mr. Hamid, this question to you, you've seen this, these are cyclical events in a way, there have been wars in the past and all that. How have they impacted MICE and how have they come out of it? Or, and do we need to fear now? And is there some strategy we should have?
I'm honestly, I'm not sure about fear because I think the more bad things happen around the world, we travel even more.
Yeah. Or we travel more, is it?
But what we are all seeing, the reality is that before the pandemic, more and more countries are actually imposing all sorts of different kind of taxes, visas, fee. This is before pandemic. And when the pandemic happened, there's no business, right? And then one country start to say, hey, I'm going to give visa free. And then the others follow. And now we see a lot of countries, there's no visa fee anymore. So because government are ready to depart from this this income of fees from people coming to the country because they need to rebuild their economy. I think this trend is going to go further, but the question is, it's not at our level, it's not at our pay grade, it's really at the highest level of any government because you need to build that relationship. For example, my dream is for India and China to have a free visa. Imagine 1.3 billion there, 1.4 billion here, out crossing, flying every day. Huge market. But
That'll be something.
But that's not our pay grade, right? This is above
Yeah.
our pay grade. But it's happening, I think, because Modi is already talking to Xi Jinping, so I think that's good in future.
Yeah, that's lovely. I have one question, which I think the tourism industry wants about, direct incentives. Often countries give incentives like exceeding $100 per delegate. So is the ICBP or is the Indian government any such incentivization? And apparently that's pretty compelling also, if anything there.
Okay, maybe I don't think we should focus on the incentive-driven model.
Okay.
We should focus on what he was mentioning about the ecosystem-driven model. Like
All right.
earlier, Kerala was thinking of promoting MICE in, you come and do a conference in a houseboat.
Okay.
I heard Karnataka last week saying that we are thinking of promoting meetings near the beach, weddings near the beach, etc. So we have unique products, we have a strong ecosystem. And if you focus on the incentive driven model, like 100 people, you give $100 each for each 100 people, then it won't reach anywhere. And
Okay.
we won't be able to sustain it in future. So my suggestion is to focus on our strength and go ahead.
Do you agree?
I disagree.
You disagree?
And I think
Okay, here's some.
$100 does not take you much. To be honest, in the meetings world especially, there are two kind what we call subvention. One is financial subvention, and one is non-financial subvention. A lot of destination in the European destination, especially they provide non-financial support. For example, like if you do a huge medical conference, 10,000 people in Vienna, you get access to the grand palace or all the building that off limit to the public. You can have the cocktail reception in the museum, for example, which normally people cannot do. So that's the kind of in-kind. But in Asia in particular, because we really need that business, not just for the delegate number, but more so because of the value of the conferences and the knowledge that they bring along, they are willing to spend a lot of money. I can tell you that $100 will take you nowhere. You will be eat up by destinations like Hong Kong, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, just easily. I was with the Convention Bureau of Malaysia. It's not about $100.
Yeah.
We have economic impact module to calculate every conference from knowledge point of view, from the benefit to the society or the community of the local association, and we do give a lot. I give an example. I was with the bureau and we bid for Dragon Award conference. This is a Chinese insurance company, 15,000 delegate. Malaysia was bidding against Singapore. Singapore gave 1 million Singapore.
Wow.
And my budget is 1 million ringgit, which is 3 times lesser because Singapore dollar is stronger.
Exchange, yeah.
We won. We won because I went and argued to them and said that 1 million ringgit, you can stay in the best 5-star hotel that you can get in Kuala Lumpur. But with 1 million Singapore, you can't even look at Marina Bay Sands. You'll be staying somewhere far away because hotel in Singapore is expensive. So, 1 million in two currencies is relatively different. But what I'm trying to say is destination do put a lot of money because we want that 15,000 delegate and we will go all out to fight.
Okay, so it's up to the will of the destination maybe.
If India has a convention bureau, you have to equip with money, not just with talent and the right people to do the research, understanding the market. You have to have the money. I think the private sector, Mr. Chandra is smiling there because he needs the money to go out and bid for conferences.
On that note, I think we must. Do we have time for questions from the audience? So 3 questions. Okay. Anyone want to ask? Sorry, he hasn't. No, he said that he feels the ecosystem-driven approach is, I think that's what he said, right? I mean, now are you convinced after, has Mr. Hamid's answer kind of made you think, rethink?
Maybe we will follow the middle path.
Or you go for the middle path? Maybe you should have a closed door
No, I
discussion
just
on
want
this.
to add one last thing.
Yeah.
A lot of destinations, especially in Asia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, all the convention bureau are established not under the Ministry of Tourism. It's directly under the Prime Minister's office. So they have the leverage of the budget, they have leverage access to the PM office because this is a national interest to go and bid for conferences for the country. And we also see there's a lot of countries, even like Malaysia, they have state-level convention bureaus because now the competition is not only for Malaysia because otherwise only go to Kuala Lumpur, Penang, Sarawak, and Sabah all have their own facilities and they also have to win. So what does the state can put in? So when you put two budgets together, you have a bigger possibility to attract the conferences or the event into the destination. This is how the business is.
So basically, you have to spend money to get bigger money, right?
It's an investment.
It's
an
like,
investment.
So let's hope. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we have a lot going. I think we are doing a bit more. So I think there is some news of cheer. And I hand back the mic to you.
Okay,
No,
good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.